How to check a square. This is a tri-square. Place the tri-square to the edge of a tabletop or board like this one. Grab your pencil, draw a line. We now have a line that should be at 90 degrees. That's it, 90 degrees, hopefully. But to check that is true at 90 degrees, we turn the tri-square over, push it towards the line, and we can see if the tri-square is square. This edge has to be perfectly straight. But if you look, if I bring this close to the edge, there is a slight discrepancy. The tri-square is further from the line from the top than it is at the bottom. So this square is out of true. The only way to true this type of tri-square is to try and file either that surface or that surface using a diamond sharpener, such as this one. All you have to do is you have to file back the proud side fractionally. So if that is true to there, and it is not true to there, there's touching here, and there's about a 1 millimetre discrepancy. Now we half that, there's a ½ millimetre discrepancy, which means to true this square, we would have to remove a ½ millimetre of material from this edge in this case to half that distance. So what we do is we file that with the diamond sharpener, then check and file again. We do that until we are sure that we've got our tri-square square. So anyway, thanks for watching. I'll probably sound a bit of a nerd, that one. But that is how you can check for square of any woodworking or metalworking square. Now, here we have a combination square. Now these have been around since the late 1800s. This is an old Rabone. It's not in metric at all. It's purely in an imperial. This used to be my father's. Now, I'm going to check this for square. Doing pretty much the same thing. We have to ignore this other line I've already done. So we'll do it over here. In fact, what I'll do is I'll turn that around. We draw a line. We turn the square over. And we check for square. Now this square is square. Pretty much bang on. Now, considering that this square is very old, it's quite amazing that it is still true. I'm quite happy with that because I use this on a daily basis. So obviously I would be happy, wouldn't I? So it is a Rabone Chesterman. Well, I think it's a Chesterman, it might be just a Rabone. Combination square. It consists of 4 parts. In fact, it consists of 5 parts. The rule, the head, the screw, the clamp. And in some cases there'll be a spring. In this one, I don't know if there's a spring on this one. Yes, there is. It consists of 5 parts. The rule, the head, the screw, the clamp, which fits into the slot, and a spring. So there's 5 components to this combination square. So once you loosen the screw, you can actually pull that out. And if you can see it in there, there is this screw and clamp protrudes, it fits into the slot, and then as you tighten this up, it pulls the square back into the head. And some, not this one, but some of these combination squares, especially the cheap ones, have little registry nodes in there for which you can adjust by filing either the back or the front. But this one is a cast iron or cast steel, and it doesn't require that. And besides, it's probably 60 years old, and it still works very well. It's still true. Here we have another combination square. This one has metric and imperial. It's pretty much the same as this one, except a little bit heavier. And also it has a built-in spirit level, as if you'd use that. In fact, you can't use this one because it's broken. Well, I never have used it anyway. So, I've had it for a long while, this one. This one was my father's, I inherited it. And this one I've had for quite a good long while. So let's check this for square. So, ignore this line, and we'll draw a new line. A fresh line. It's longer than the old Rabone over there. I believe this one's actually a Stanley. I might not say it on there, but I'm fairly certain it's Stanley. So you see it? I flipped it over, and now we're going to check to see if it's square. And if it lines up, I've got a feeling that's not. It's fractionally out. Fractionally out. We're just shy of touching this side. But this side we are probably very much almost the same as this one. It is about a millimetre difference. If I put a mark there, we'll see the two lines I've just drawn. There's two lines there and it goes to one line there. Now that square is not true. Like I said, it is possible to true it by filing inside that slot. But first of all, what you do is you check to see whether or not that slot is clean. If you find it's got excessive debris one way or the other, you know, there's rubbish trapped in there or whatever, in this case there isn't, I would say it's just worn. Because it's worn, I've had it for a long time, I would say, it has become out of square. But it is possible to true it up. So I will look at doing that. And to do that, you would actually file the registry of that slot. So this side of the slot to either pull the rule that way or that way, depending on your error. In this case, I would be filing this edge of the slot to try and bring the end of the rule over by 0.5 millimetre, because I would say it's probably only about 1 millimetre out here, and I need half the difference. These combination squares aren't just for doing 90 degrees, also for doing 45s, hence this angle here. So you can loosen this up, just so, and you can do a 45 degree mark. Now to check that on the 45 is a little bit more complicated. You can run a line across there at 45, you can run a line across here at 45, and you would assume, well, you shouldn't have to assume, that that is 100% square. That makes it 90 degrees. So you could try and do it with a combination square, but it's a bit fiddly. But you really ought to try and use maybe a framing square or something like that to be able to line this up and make sure that is square. That needs to be 90 degrees, and then you know that that is at 45. Anyway, that's how I check for square of my combination squares, or tri-squares, even the wooden handled squares, or any kind of square. You use this method. It's very simple and pretty much 100% accurate. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I hope you found that of interest. If you've been most kind, give yourself a thumbs up and click subscribe and that, and the little hourglass, and you'll get notifications when I upload the next video. Anyway, thank you for watching, and check out our website, wallybois.com. Thank you.